Good morning, Oz. All right. Good morning, Oz. Sorry, I was spacing off a little bit there.
I'm trying to set up my audio settings over here. Not hearing anything at the moment.
I can hear you. I'm going to grab mine. Let's see now. Let's make sure that I'm on top of this. So, audio. Oh, I know. It's when I get off the morning, Jim. When I get off the good morning, Kaz. When I get off the webcam mic and I go to the laptop mic for whatever unfortunate reason, because it's not as good, we don't have distortion right in front of the house. Are we good with that? That would be you, Jim. That was your cue.
Oh, sorry. It sounds okay right now.
Okay, great. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? I don't even know.
Yeah. Let's do a sound check in. Sorry, I'm running a little behind. I was in the wrong Zoom room again. I have since updated my linkies in the ongoing thing, so that should never happen again. Here comes Amy. Oh, we got the hardcore people coming in. That's sort of cool to see. You know, people are continuing to invest in this service, but
Now this is an echo. You're getting an
I know,
echo.
Jim. I got it. So why is that? Fudge. Please hold.
Say something.
Something.
You still got to, there's in audio settings, it says echo cancellation. There's a
Jim, I understand that. I hear it. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. All right. Fudge. Sorry, guys. Good morning, TS. True.
Morning. Or good evening from Georgia.
Background noise suppression. I'm going to hit low. Test 1 2 check 1 2.
You see that check mark for echo cancellation in audio profile?
Dang it. Looking for it.
Check. But I'm echoing too.
I can hear you.
Maybe it's my kitchen. Hold on.
No, it's not your kitchen.
That's
It's that crazy Republic of Georgia.
That's not echo. That's ambient.
It's African.
Check. Well, my echo's gone. Check.
Test 1 2 check 1 2.
Seems like it's fine.
All right, it went away because somebody hit the pause button. Did somebody hit mute? Is that what?
No one unmuted. Let me know if you're getting any feedback.
Yes, checky, testy, check.
Nothing.
Jim,
Oh no, it's back.
Jim, hang on. Oz.
Yo, is it me? Okay.
It's Oz.
Okay, yeah, something changed in my settings here. Like, even when I first logged in, I didn't get any audio. I had to log in and change some settings to get it to refresh. So I'm going to log out of it and just pop right back in real quick.
Yeah. It's you may change your mic settings. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just another day in the internet here. Okay. Let's get rolling. Where is the rest of the team? It's fine because we have more time for us. Great. I'm moving around, so my camera is going to be off. That's Amy. Okay. Good morning, Amy.
Hi, I'm still listening.
Okay, good. All right, real quick, I've done this for the last few sessions, and I'm going to continue to do this because it's just sort of what makes the world go around. This is the Mojave MAD. It's a handheld dynamic microphone that's been designed by a company that has never made handheld live dynamic microphones. They spent their entire career doing big diaphragm, beautiful, Neumann sounding, beautiful mics. And I have some of that. And it's absolutely, honestly, one of their mics that I have, I don't remember the name of it. It's the nicer one. It's this one. It's this one. Is amazing mic. You can go out to my YouTube channel and hear me sing through it. It's a little review video and stuff. And shame on me for not having the name of it. It's the MA1000. It's the MA1000. But what I think is super cool is here we have a big diaphragm microphone company that made a handheld for the first time. So instead of just making another SM58, SHURE 58 clone, which what a lot of mic companies do, they purposely chose to go out and create something that was different, which is refreshing. And they did. And they purposely made a mic that is, they call the smooth alternative. What that translates to for the singer is the sound color on the diaphragm is smoother. It's warmer. It's not so peaky and bright and crispy like you get from all the other SM58 clones. All right. For years, I have always loved handheld mics that were boomier, warmer. I'm not just selling something here. I'm really being completely honest. And these guys created something that's never been made before. A smooth-based dynamic handheld mic. I absolutely flippin' love it. So I'm giving these guys a shout out again this morning. I'm recommending it. Okay. And, hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to expand our relationship with them. And so that all you guys can benefit as well, like maybe a workshop or something. Okay. It's not just a sort of a silly plug. I'm honestly doing us all a favor by recommending a kick-ass mic. Now, let's get to work. True?
Yes.
Is it true that you did your homework?
To an extent. Partially. Could be more homework. Could be less.
True. I've been doing this a long time, brother. I've been doing this a long time. So either you did it or you didn't. Now, everybody else on this has had some time to do some solo one-on-one training with me, and the rest are sort of the, looking in, watching in. And certainly we did that with Oz. We did that with Amy. We probably need to get, give Jim some more time, give Kaz more time for sure. But you're sort of new. So did you train? So I want to train with you. Okay. If you did the work, if you did some stuff. If you didn't do some stuff, then I'm going to pivot to probably Jim or Kaz.
I did some stuff.
Okay. What's an onset?
Well, maybe a civic.
It's okay. I put you on the spot. That's what the class is for. It's all right. I told you I've been doing this a long time. It's okay. I'm playing with you a little bit. We're having a little bit of fun. Okay. So what is cry mode?
It's when you get your parts in the configuration that you use when you cry.
Okay, great, good. What did you work on? Because whatever it is that you worked on, I'm doing you a favor. I want to help you out. We're going to dive in and do some work with you on that thing that you did some work on. Okay, and then
I worked on cry mode and track and release.
Track and release onset?
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay, cool. All right. So did you do the 3-step vocal cry mode workflow game?
Yes.
Cool. Could you please demonstrate for us all the 3-step vocal cry mode workflow game, please?
Yeah. So I start off talking normally, like in my normal voice,
Yep.
right? And then I start, this is hard to do in front of people. And then I start
A moment, I suppose.
like whining about my life a little, like I think about all the things that are so hard, and then it starts to sound like I'm crying, like that, like I'm getting emotional, I'm getting sad, and like that.
Not really, kind
No.
of, sort of.
I tried.
All right, so hang on. So here's a lesson for everybody. When we're doing, can I see your head? Thank you.
Yeah.
So when we are, all of us, for the last 400 years, when we're doing vocal training and we're training our voice, we make stupid sounds. We do silly things that are embarrassing. It's just part of the thing, okay? So it's not about the silly part where we feel a little embarrassing. It's not about the content that's coming out. It just has to come out. When it comes out, there's no getting around it that it's a little bit embarrassing, sort of silly. There's no getting around it. Or there's no getting around it. My dude, I sound like a goddamn fool too. All right? So it's not about that. What we need to do is we need to focus on the kinesthetics of what we're feeling inside. Okay? That's 100% of what it's about. All right? So as a student that trains techniques, you got it's okay to have a couple moments early on, but very quickly, we got to get past the embarrassment stuff, and it's just, it's what we do. Male ballet dancers wear pink tights. Okay? And for some of them, it might be initially a little embarrassing when they first started. They get over it. Okay? Because when they start moving, they show what they're capable of doing. Does this make sense? It's a metaphor, right? Surely, when a great world-class male heterosexual ballet dancers put their tights on when they were kids, initially they were embarrassed. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. This feels sort of like a girly thing to do. I'm just saying, okay? But they got past it. And now when we go watch these guys dance, they're studs. Okay, so I'm helping you. Let's do this again. Let me demonstrate for you, okay? Step one, I'm speaking to you in speech mode. Really great for teaching and communicating, really bad for singing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do step two. I'm going to thin out my vocal folds. I'm going to kind of start speaking in cry mode. All right, so the context in the real world would be that I'm really sad, and I just broke up with my girlfriend. She broke up with me. This and that sort of thing. All right, but the thing is you can hear that the sound color is a symptom of the vocal folds being thinned out, which is increasing compression, removing differential constriction. All these things are really beneficial, not really for speaking, but for singing. Okay, so I'm doing this right now, and I'm really laying into it. Because I really want to engage this, all right? That's step two. Step three, I'm going to remain in that position. I'm going to roll up past my vocal break, and onto a G4. Forgive me, I have not warmed up yet this morning. Let's hope for the best. Yeah! That is a singing tone that I can use above my vocal break, that I must use, I don't have a choice, above my vocal break in the head voice to sing high notes. It is like 50% about thinning out and getting in a cry mode. Right? Your turn. True. Let's do it. I know you understand the drill. Just do a little bit better, please. True. Alexander technique. Sit up straight. Let's do it, buddy.
Okay. So I talk now a little, and then the chords thin out a little, like that, and
that's it. Yeah, really commit.
And I get stretchy like that, and then I go into the thing a bit. Ah,
Whoop!
wait, I can't hear yeah, okay. And then, so it's like that, like bring it up like that, and they get stretched, and then,
All right, throttle back your sound suppression on your system. Go to your Zoom audio settings and set it to low because we couldn't hear. We didn't hear.
okay,
We didn't hear the good part.
okay.
Guys, show us the 3-step vocal workflow game, please. Show us how we do it. We got no audio. Got no audio. Audio.
Muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
I'm muted. I'm back.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Kaz. This is my speaking mode. And all of a sudden, I'm just watching all of you demonstrate this interesting cry mode. And it's making me feel kind of like I want to just break out into song. Sing a song.
Yay. Well done, Kaz. I can tell that you practiced that a little bit. All right. I know. All right. So it's actually that's the right idea. I want to ask you to do it again. Okay. I'm going to ask you to do it again. I'll give you a B plus. I'm going to give you an A plus if that note that you go to, if it's not sort of a random whoa, just an undisciplined glissando. What I want you to do is like go to a target, go to a note and sustain. Yeah! Like roll up and sustain, okay? Because that takes more control to find a note and like tune it, match it, sustain it. That's a little bit more discipline. That requires a little bit more motor skills than sliding up and sliding down randomly, which has a certain benefit in a different lesson. But for this, go to a note and sustain. Ready? So what would that be? You give it to yourself. You have your keyboard there? All right. So you give it to yourself, something through the passaggio. So for a lady, that's going to be, something above B.
The hard one.
Yeah.
Let's do it in fourth.
So in a sense, what I'm saying is, whoa! That's easier than, whoa! And then finding something and drilling in. Okay?
I'm a sing, huh?
Okay, that's fine. It's a little high, but okay, that's fine.
I'll go lower. I've been practicing that F3 you told me, which is awful. I really find doing an F3 really hard, but I'm going to give it a try today.
Kaz, the 3-step vocal cry game has to go through the passaggio. It goes to a high note. So yes, low notes, the F and all that is that, but that's a different lesson.
I'll stick to F.
I will give you your note. We're going to take it to a D, okay? A D. Ready and go.
Hey, my name is Kaz, and I'm about to break out into song. I kind of feel like I want to just break out. Yay!
Great. I want your eyes on the camera, and you didn't do what I asked you to do. You roll it up, and then you slide back down. I want you to hold the D and stop. Go.
Hey, my name is Kaz, and I'm about to break out into cry mode, and I'm about to sing a song. Yay!
You did exactly what I asked you not to do twice already. Give yourself a D. Give yourself a D. That's not a D.
That is a D.
No, it's not. That's not D. That's E. That note is E.
D.
That note that you're giving us is E5. We want D5.
That's D4, yeah.
No, it's D5.
Yeah. D4. All right.
No,
So
that's
you want me to go up?
Kaz, that's D5.
No, it's not. It's D4. On my computer,
1, 2. Okay, you're right. It's 4 on your I mean, apology. 4 on certain keyboards. Yes, on a grand piano, it wouldn't be. Okay. Here nor there. Let's go to this pitch, please. Ready and sustain. Kaz, what does sustain mean? What does sustain mean? Sustain. Correct. Sustain on your D5, please. Shit. It's high for me. Sustain on the D5, please. Nope, that's not a D. Oz, please demonstrate for us the 3-step vocal cry mode workflow game. Roll up to a note that sits subtly right above your vocal break and sustain, please. Show us how to do it. Thank you, buddy.
So, okay, so, well, taking Kaz's example, we're starting on the D5, or the D4?
Well, that would be 4. Yeah. I just want you to roll up to your passaggio. I'll give you the note. Go to a G. Go to a G.
This is me. I'm just talking in my normal voice, and then I'm gonna go cry, but not sob, cry. Hey!
Perfect. So, Kaz, you see how he's sustaining at the top? Let's try it again. Your D5. My D4. You want to try it again?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh. My name is Kaz, and I'm going to try and get into cry mode with this D5 that I'm really battling with, and I'm going to go.
No, you didn't sustain the note.
Oh, well, I did.
You realize that, right?
You make me nervous.
Well,
But I'm over it.
okay. Well, let me know how I can coach you on this little idea without making you nervous, and I'll give you what you need. All right, Jim, show us how to do it, buddy.
All right. I'll try for a G4. Yes, so this is my regular speaking voice, but then I start thinking about everything in my life that's so terrible, and then
Right. Good, Jim. That's the idea. Thank you. All right, Trey, you getting it? Give it another try. Let's give it a try. Need audio, True.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I am talking in my regular speaking voice that I speak to with other humans, and then I start to think about everything that's really just so hard, and I'm getting emotional, and then I get
Okay. Yeah. You could engage cry a little bit more, thin out a little bit more, but as far as the workflow and the exercise and sort of like cleaning up the little drill, that was well done. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So I want to pivot now to your track and release onsets, okay? True?
Yep.
All right, sit up straight. Buzz off a nasal. Start with a little bit of whimper. A little bit of a puppy whimper. Okay. Ready and. Okay, I need you to sit up. that is the workflow. That is the user interface, so to speak. That is correct. That is a track and release onset. Good job. I can tell that you've been training and practicing that. Like you said you were. It's good. Let's make it a little bit better. Okay, listen. So it needs more cry mode. It needs more whimper behind it. All right. So here's kind of what we're getting. We can buzz off the nasal and release the resonance or the vowel without cry mode all day long. Here's what it sort of sounds like that. It sort of sounds like this. Listen. To the trained ear, it's ever so subtly, ever so subtle, grinding a little bit on the vocal folds. The vocal fold oscillations are sort of, they're sort of grinding a little bit. Why? Because they're thick and bulky. The vocal folds are still sort of technically, in our talk track, are sitting in a speech mode position. I'm sustaining in a speech mode position, which means thick, bulky vocal folds, which means sort of this grainy thing. Now, I'll do the same thing. Guess it was a G sharp. And I'm going to cry in, I'm going to hold a thinned out position. Whimper like a puppy, and you got like this mic. It's smoother, it's silkier. All right, product A, but we don't want. Do you guys hear how that's just a little bit heavier? It's a little bit. You can even hear the you can hear like a little buzzes. You can hear a buzz. It's sort of grindy. Okay, you hear that? Now I thin out. Product A. Product B. And we produce something that's more lovely and made and will work better for music, for singing. Is this making sense? True? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Short answer is do it again, please, and cry through that sustain. As you're sustaining the vowel, weep through it, okay? If you don't do that, it's going to get grindy. So you don't get the compression you need. The pharyngeal constriction won't go away. It just doesn't sound as nice as I just demonstrated. And as you try to go to the high notes when you're singing, getting to the practical application to help you, as you try to go high and you get to the vocal break and above, if you're not in that thinned out position, what happens is the body will constrict. It'll start grabbing you and you have problems. Get that sucker thinned out. Cry into your movement and you're 80% there. Much better. Did that sound just subtly different to you guys? It did. It did. It did. Let's keep going. Oh, there you go. That's it. Sit up straight. True. Not bad. A little bit sort of, so there's a little bit of crying there, but not enough. I want you to really weep into that. And you get something that's more smooth and pretty. That's it. That's your singing voice. Now, people that aren't in our class and stuff may not hear the difference between the two. If you guys are watching this stuff on YouTube or whatever, go back and listen to the difference, product A and product B. Listen to it 3 or 4 times. You'll hear it. We hear it. And that's one of the benefits of training is your ears get sensitive and tuned up to being able to hear these little nuances. Now, times that by 10 and you're a voice coach. Okay, just saying. Jim, you had a question.
Yeah. Is it possible to cry too much, or is it pretty much not possible to cry too much?
That's a really good question. It is possible to engage cry mode too much. And in my opinion, if you engage cry mode too much, physically, the physical outcome would not be an impediment. Physically, for what we're talking about, the movement, the physical movement would still be okay. If not, just that much more easier and better for you. However, at some point, if we're engaging cry mode, at some point, we go beyond what we need to execute the physical movement, and it begins to turn into like a weird character voice. Like it begins, you're going to start getting into a sound color that goes far beyond that could only be used for character voicing at Disney, for animations, sort of thing. Does that make sense? I'll try it. It's actually hard to do it too much because you can make the argument that might be okay, but I do think at certain frequencies it could be too much, Jim, and turn into something that doesn't sound like somebody's singing unless you were a character in an
okay, but in general, that's not something we have to worry about at this point.
Thank you. No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
In general, for my students, for people watching this that are working on this technique, really in the context of what we're doing, which is building motor skills and getting in kinesthetics and trying to feel it and get it right, lay into it. Lay into it. And you will find that 9 out of 10 times it will work in a song. Okay? If you ever feel that you're laying into it and it's like a little bit weird, like Donald Duck or something, maybe you've gone too far, but that's going to be rare.
Okay.
Shoot, you're doing a good job on this.
Thank you.
Again, please. On y va, as they say in Montpellier. There you go. That was a little bit grindy. Cry more into it. Smooth. The smooth alternative, please. There you go. Now you're above your sideshow, you're in your head voice. Now we're getting to the gold, baby. Now we're getting to the stuff we're paying for. If that was simply it's garbage. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not this is not a put on. If I whimper into it, if I cry into it, it works. Now, there's other things we have to worry about, vowels and embouchure and other things. This, and like I said, this is like 50% of the game. Good job, True. I was picking on you a little bit at the beginning of this lesson, but you're calling me out. This is good.
Thank
All right, let's keep going. Cry. The higher you go, everybody, write this down. The higher you go, the harder you cry. It's not true. It's not a static position through the entire frequency range. People kind of assume that. It's not. The higher you go, the more you have to thin out to keep it working. Okay? We have to adjust for the frequency. All right? Okay, brother? So, I know what you're thinking. You might be thinking, because you might be thinking, but I can't cry any harder. I get what you're saying. The higher I go, I'm going to have to cry harder into it. I can't cry any harder. Truth is, we discovered that we can. You can actually, you can really lay into it. Let's keep going, Drew. You're doing great. May! Ah! There you go. Now let's get your larynx down. Did anybody else feel that on the coaching call? Did anybody else like, okay, that's right, but let's get a little bit of warmth in there? Anybody? Did you guys hear that? Anyone?
I was just jealous that he can do that like in 2 lessons. I'm still working on like two years later.
That's true. This is not everybody can jump up to an F sharp like that and lay it down. Now I want you to take the tip of your tongue, leverage it against the back of your bottom teeth, and try to, I think you were in the lesson where we talked a little bit about that with our Russian student and with Kaz and with Amy and stuff. Okay, you may recall. I want you to listen on this F sharp. I can do this. Without anchoring my larynx, without playing with the resonance a little bit, and I get a very bright at-ish vowel that is not, by the way, all wrong. It's mostly right, but it's not ready for prime time. This is what you did. May! It's not all wrong. It's almost there. But can you hear how it's a little bit bright? It's a little bit sort of quacky and bright. Okay. That's because the vowel needs to be tuned a little. We need to tune the vowel a tad. Okay. We need to take the resonance and add some additional coloration to it. Do you understand what I mean by that, True?
I think so.
We need to throttle back on the and add a little bit of a vowel color, so we're gonna tune the resonance with a vowel color that will warm it up a little bit and therefore make it sound a little bit more chesty. Okay, so the way we do that is you're blending now. We're doing 2 colors at the same time. I know this is like freaky, so you're gonna keep your A-ishness. But we're going to add to that maybe some sort of ishness. Okay, so we got sort of a hybrid between ishness, a bright color, and ishness, which is darker, warmer colors. We bring them together, and it brings the larynx down, and it kind of makes the whole thing less quacky. Okay, here we go. Again, without anchoring the larynx, without the vowel modification. All right, now I'm gonna leverage my tongue, get my larynx down a little bit, and add some additional coloration to my vowel, my resonance. Again, product A. May! May! Product B. May! Yeah! Hey! Hey! Baby! step and release onsets. Do you guys hear the color difference? For sure. Yes, Rebel in the back of the room, please. Oz.
I was just gonna mention if it's something, because I know it's if you're not hearing it clearly enough, it could be difficult to hear the A and then trying to shift it to the One way to kind of look at it, if you just go A and then you do and then shift it. So right there in the middle, going between the there's a sweet spot.
Exactly.
So that might just kind of help. It's like sliding the slider left, right, fine tune it right there.
You're absolutely right about that. That little idea, that technique is dead on perfect idea. It's a great idea. It's very intuitive, and visualizing it in metaphor as if we have sort of we have sliders on a console. True. Okay. Here's the A-ishness, the bright one. We got a treble knob and a bass knob. Okay. Here's the A-ishness and the bright one, and here's the ishness, the dark one, and we don't want too much of one or the other. I mean, this is just great. Thank you, Oz. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go until it just dials in just right, so the sound's good. Okay, brilliant, Oz. Good job. That is what I'm saying. I just didn't say it as eloquently as you did. Thank you. So, true. I think you get it. Let's give it a go. Cry into it and by the way, you might be thinking, well, fuck, how do I get ishness or ishness into an ishness? This sounds really esoteric, really complicated. It is. But the good news is, if you just visualize it, the body will tune for you. That's the good news. Okay, so the body will do it. Just give the command, just hear it internally, give the command, and the tongue and the articulators will tweak and give you what you want, thankfully. Why is it that the body can do this so well, can tune so well with just a thought? Cass. You're muted.
So just say that again. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Why is it that when we put a visualization into tuning the vowels, it's actually not that difficult, and the body just kind of instantly makes the adjustments and gives us what we're hearing internally? Why is a very complicated, complex thing in reality so easy for the body to do?
I think because at times we create habits. So when we're visualizing something, it's out of our normal habit. So we're creating something that we want to become and want to see and create in order to get that color in a much more creative, beautiful sort of tone, instead of that normal habit we go, "Argh." Whereas like when you're visualizing, you're seeing the picture before you've even done it. So you're getting it in your mind first before you can actually sing it.
Yes, that's
correct?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's not the answer I'm looking for. Yes, we need to visualize. Yes. Anybody think they got the answer to this? Awesome.
Well, you're just replicating what you hear. Your body already knows how to respond to create the sound that you're wanting to. It's when you try to step in and say, I need to do this, I need to do that, that you start to override what you can naturally already do. If you can hear it, you can produce it. If you have difficulties producing it, might just be the musculature needs built up for it.
Yes.
But in general, you're just replicating what you hear.
You're both correct. You're both reiterating my point that if we hear it in the head, and True, we'll get to it in a second here, but I just want you guys to appreciate this. If you hear it in your head, the body will respond. You're reiterating that. And you're right about that, but it's not the answer. I'll tell you why. Jim, please.
I was wondering, is it because like just how we learn language as babies?
That's it. Okay. Because of a lifetime of speaking English and other languages. It's freaking very complex. Language is very complex. Think about what my tongue and my lips and my articulators are doing right now as I speak this language called English. Think about it. This movement right here. How complex that is. I have spent 54 years doing this. Well, 50 years doing this. I'm really, really good at commanding my articulators to give me what I want. So if we go in a different context for singing and we're modifying vowels and we're simply asking the articulators to go, hey, can you give me a little bit more on that A? It's easy for the body. The body can do that. Just visualize it. Hear it. Yes, Jim, one more and then we got to get back to true.
Yeah. I heard that babies make every sound from every language before they learn their actual language. Like they can roll their R's, they can do every crazy African sound. But then it gets trained out of us as we learn our specific language. I don't know if it's true, but I heard I liked it. So
yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but I have no reason to doubt it. Yeah. Okay, true. Get ready. So that's not just geeky stuff, just understanding that takes the pressure off. That's my point in bringing that. And having geeky knowledge is good, but just wanting you to understand, not to be intimidated by request to modify vowels, to not be intimidated because it's been in you for years, for many, many years. Okay. We were doing F sharp, weren't we? Bye. Ready and
wait, sorry.
Don't apologize. You're training. Nothing to apologize for. A and A blended with and A gives us something like bye, which is a color we can use for singing if we want a belt. Yes. Did you hear that? True? We did.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Try it again. Take the tip of your tongue and leverage it against back of your bottom teeth. It'll help. But that was exactly it. Great job, man. And then I said, yeah. Your turn. There you go. Put some plosives and some consonants around that. Turn it into a melody with a band behind you and you're singing. That's it! I was getting a little bit more upright again. Get your don't look at the ceiling. Look forward into the camera. Watch me. It's yeah. Sorry, I was flat. There you go. I want if you bring your eyes down and look into the camera and get it off the sky, your coloration of your vowel will get better. I know that makes no sense, but it will. This is a head trip. Okay, look into the camera. Ready and bye. A little better. We got a little too much compression there, so I'm going to change the onset. If I have too much compression, when I say compression, Drew, I mean squeezing a little too hard. But hey, the cry, the vowel, everything else we've been beating on is pretty darn good. I'm giving you an A-, pretty good. Okay, it's got a little bit compression there. Experienced students, if we're getting too much compression, what onset would we try to relax the compression but keep everything else the same?
I've never had the problem of too much compression, but wind and release maybe.
You got it, Jimbo.
Okay.
So true. Thank you. Good job. So true. We're going to change the onset. Okay. All right. Probably haven't studied it yet. It's fine. It's just an onset that starts with as they call it in academics. A spirit just means windy. Put an H in front of it. So instead of a may, we're going to put in we're going to do a hey. So we come in with an open glottal position. And then through Bernoulli physics, it sort of balances itself and it's a way of relaxing the squeeze. Okay, watch me. Hey! Our mays become hays. Hey! 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 True, keep crying, keep tuning, but give me a hey instead of a may.
Hey!
All right. Didn't work. Try it again. Relax now. Relax the compression. You're a little quacky. Just a touch. You're just a touch crack. Just relax just a little bit. Let the wind come through and relax the squeeze. Hey! That's not a wind and release onset. That kind of growled up from the bottom. I don't know what that was. Come in straight in with wind. Hey! 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 All day!
Hey!
You're doing great. You're being a good student. You're following my instructions. You're working hard. But we're still getting that compression, aren't we, team? Just a touch. Just a touch. Jeopardy music. What do we do? 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 True. Give me a win and release onset this time, but this time, less energy. I'm going to ask you to give me a light mass win and release onset. If you've read the book and the course, you might know what we talk about, the mass. It's just sort of a metaphor for lighter. Okay, so this is a light mass wind and release onset. Hey! Hey! Different, slightly different than hey, which is a little more aggressive. Okay, so just try a little bit lighter. I think we might get away. We might get away from that squeeziness.
Hey!
You have to come in from the top down, True. From the here. Hey, 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 hey. Not from the bottom. From the top down.
Hey!
The reason that's going from the bottom up, buddy, is because you're not preparing your wind. I want you to take a big breath. Hey! It's a workflow, 2 steps. Breathe low, by the way. Don't lift up high. Hey! Hey!
Hey!
You're better. Lighten the mass, and you got it.
Hey! Hey!
Take a breath, then onset.
Hey!
Okay, good. You did a great job. That last one was a little bit flat, but that's okay. We're getting beyond your envelope, your performance envelope. Okay, we got a little bit of squeeze, a little bit. So here's some homework for you. Do you have pen and paper?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Great job. You have good motor skills for this. Your investment in your training and doing all this stuff is not the impossible dream. Okay? Jim is right that you're going right into an F sharp and giving us pretty much nailing it without a little, you need to tune up a little bit, but it's not what a lot of people can do right off the bat. Okay? So that's good. Feel good about that. All right. I want you to study all the onsets in the program. There's 8 of them. And play around with them. Just experiment. Just get to the point. Just do them so you understand what it is. Don't do them all in a sense that you become a master at them unless you just are a complete fiend about this. All right? I just want you to understand what they are so that when we have conversations about, hey, team, we've got too much quack compression here. What do you recommend? And like Jim said, well, he needs the wind and release onset. I want you to get to that point. I want you to understand the tools that are available to you first. Okay, the problems that they solve. And that's all in the book and in the courses. Okay, all right. Now, for practicing, I want you to continue to practice the track and release onset. Okay. And I want you to practice the wind and release onset. Okay. Those are the two I'm going to ask you to put time into. And what I want you to do is I want you to write this down. You put quotes around it. A and a plus and ishness. Okay. I want you to, as you get close to your passaggio and into your head voice, I want you to be conscientious of tuning the resonance to have more, what we would call more warmth and less quackiness. Okay. And when you did that, you nailed it a few times. It was just great. It's what we're looking for. It's what you're looking for. So you're going to have to start listening to the sound. We all do. Listen to the sound color and tune for not too hot, not too cold, not too much treble, not too bass. Tune for something warm, generally warm-ish in the middle. We need both, okay? But typically students tend to be more too bright versus too dark. All right. So the drill becomes often tuning in the darker vowels to balance that out. So you need to listen for that and be conscientious and have self-awareness of tuning what you're doing. Okay. True. I also want you to watch the lectures and practice. I get the sense that the rest of the class may have wondered why I didn't recommend this, and I am right now. You need the dampen and release onset as well. You need the dampen and release onset. It's the onset that helps you get your larynx down, and it'll help you with that warmth and that color. Okay. So track and release onset, wind and release onset, and dampen and release onset. Wind and release onset to remove the compression, to lighten up on the compression. Dampen and release onset to help you get that darkened warmth, which is the physical piece, and then acoustically dial in the vowels. Does this make sense? True?
Yes.
And I'm giving you a lot of time today because you did practice. Okay. The rest of the class, you guys, thank you for allowing us to work with True today. After we do this with True, he'll be up to speed. So when it comes into the classes in the future, when we talk about onsets and this and that, we won't have to go back, look over our shoulder. We'll be moving forward because he'll understand better what the onsets are. He'll understand True that they're tools. They're tools. They exist in the singing. They help us get off to a good start, but they're two things. They help us get off to a good start when we're singing, but they're also tools. They're troubleshooting tools that help us fix problems, which is what you experienced today. Kaz? I'm not done with you. Poor Kaz. Kaz, you're all like, had a sad look on your face today. Kaz, get the 3-step prime mode workflow game and just sustain at the top. I know you understand what we're asking.
No, I know how I can do it. I was practicing. I don't know what it is. I blank up when I come there. When I go home, I'm fantastic. Yeah, I'm not bad.
I don't know. Get your head around that. Figure out what that is. We're all friends. We're just students. I'm just a dude that teaches, and I'm going to drive you because I love you as a student, LUV, so that's my job. So I'm not going to let you just kind of like not sustain, do something silly like not sustain over and over and over and over again, and then kind of like not give you a little bit of a hard time about it. Okay, I'm trying to motivate you to fix it, and I can do that with kindness and nurture and fear and support and all kinds of different techniques. Okay, and I'm kind of moving into, bossing them. Just trying different things. Okay. Oz, thank you for your help, and your demonstrations are always really useful in front of the team. Oz and Jim, since you didn't get a lot of vocal time today, do you have any questions that I can answer for you? And that goes for you, Kaz. Is there anything I can do for you towards the end here that would give you more value out of our session today? Hang on. Yeah, okay, Kaz.
I just wanted to ask you, when you're doing your training, you have female fast, female slow, male fast, male slow. What would you suggest for me? Male, female, fast or female? When you're doing your warm-ups and then sometimes when you're doing your bridging, connecting and that,
Yeah.
They have the female. I always sort of do the female fast. Is that wrong or right?
That's a good question. So what, for noobs, what she's referring to is inside the program, the 4 Pillars of Singing, among other lovely things, students get access to work pre-recorded piano scale workouts that they train on, and I've made them both genderized. There's female, male versions, and then I made them different speeds, slow and fast. Okay. You might think that slow or fast, that there's a judgment call around one is better than the other. That's not the case. It's just simply slow and fast. Why would I want slow and fast? Because when we go slow, when we train workouts slow, it gives the body sort of time to feel the kinesthetics. It builds it. If we go too fast on workouts, if we're training and we're just doing stuff too fast, all the time, what I've discovered through the years with students, and I suppose with myself to some extent, is that the motor skills do not grasp. You literally don't build the habit and the motor skills as well, or literally at all, if you're going too fast. We have to slow the scale, the workout down enough in the beginning so that the mind can grasp what it is you're asking it to do. Okay, just like playing guitar riffs. If you're a guitar teacher and your student comes in, he's like trying to be Yngwie Malmsteen and it's a big mess, what a great guitar teacher will say is, hang on. If you want to play super fast ripping arpeggios, if you want to do that, I get it, then the best thing you can do to become the next Yngwie Malmsteen or the next, super duper kick-ass rock guitarist that can just riff really fast, the best thing you can do, guitar teachers around the world are telling their young students, is what? True. Audio.
Practice slow.
Thank you. Let that sink in. The voice and the neuro-linguistic connection there's no difference. It's the same thing. I've discovered that it's the same thing with singing skills. If you go slow, the body will actually I get what you're asking me to do. I can do this. And then the fast version becomes, after you got the motor skills and you're doing it on the slow, the fast version then becomes just putting the bar a little higher. And doing it fast then builds another set of motor skills, another set of benefits that you don't get going slow. Okay? So I guess in the beginning, start slow. And then go fast when you want a challenge or you're getting bored. Okay. Jim, got a question? Anything I can answer for you?
No, I'm pretty good. I'll Zoom with True after this. We'll confer so I can help him with, homework and stuff.
Okay.
But no. It's good for me to hear all this stuff and be reminded and all these little details, So no, not a question really, Okay.
Thank you for your help and your support. You did a great job today. We'll give you some airtime soon in our next lesson. Oz, can you I can answer for you, buddy?
Actually, yeah, this is pretty general. This is about the passaggio itself. When I first started learning, I always thought it was kind of like a range, almost like going down a hallway, transitioning from one point to another. But the more I've been doing this, I'm starting to feel more like when you're talking about the passaggio, you're really only talking about basically like one note or maybe two notes. Is that what I'm understanding then?
Yeah,
it's more like a doorway than a hallway. Like you're stepping across a threshold, yes, versus taking several steps down this threshold.
It does exist on a spectrum, but I kind of view it like an hourglass. Yes, like there's this point that is about 3 to 4 nodes that are tricky. There's no getting around it. Some kids will say, well, it doesn't actually exist, or don't coach that it exists. And I'm my approach on it is to be realistic and just say, no, it does exist. It existed for you, it exists for me, it exists for everybody. Let's not pretend that, can't will it to go away or pretend that it's not there, especially for beginners. So getting back to your answer, it is less like a hallway, more like a moment that we have to navigate through for like 2 to 4 notes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. For men, around E flat 4, around E4, E flat 4, and then again at A4. For women, around B flat 4. For Kaz, around B flat 5. But Kaz, it's actually a 4, not a 5. And the reason it's actually a 4 is because technically on a grand piano, which is the real deal, it's a 4. So, but okay. And if you start talking about fives when they're actually 4s, you're going to confuse yourself and stuff. And I don't want that to happen. But I get that on your keyboard and my computer, my keyboard, it looks like okay, you get the point. And then when I do master classes in Europe, they do it totally different. So I'm in front of a class in Europe. Okay, A4 is the note and G4 and this and that, and they count it in a whole different way, and I forget what it is. But I remember having some fun moments in Germany where there was a lot of weird people looking up and like, what are you talking about? It's not a 4. It's oh, I know what it was. It's a negative. So they go start middle C, and instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they go 1, 2, 3, 1, -1, -2. They do a negative thing. So, all right, and then okay. All right. Any other questions, you guys? I have two things I want to share with you, and then we'll cut. Amy, how you doing?
Yeah, it's good. I'm actually I'm back home, so let me turn on my camera. I forgot.
Like Amy's like all out in her birthday suit, all right. Well, at least she made it. Okay, good to see you.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, this is Amy. All right. Two things. I won't be doing a lesson on the 18th because I'm going to be traveling and I don't have the ability to. Well, let me think this through. I do have the ability. Well, we'll do the lesson on the 18th. I was going to cancel, but we'll go ahead and do it. I won't be here. I'll be elsewhere. That doesn't mean I can't fire up and help you guys. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that on the 18th. My marketing friend, my marketing partner that's helping us make the website and stuff really high converting and helpful and all that, he has said, ask your live coach, your live students to give you video testimonials. So I am shamelessly asking for video testimonials. If you feel like you like it, if you don't have time for it or you don't want to, no problem. Still love you. No problems with that. But if I could get and look, I'm not talking about spend all weekend on it. I'm talking about literally just hold your phone, steady and give me like a 1 minute or 2 minute tell your story. Yeah, I went to the thing. It's fun. I learned a lot. I recommend it. If you could do that for us, it would be super helpful.
Are we focusing on something specific like the online, what we're doing now, or the program in general?
Yeah, thanks. It's this live training class. Yeah. And I hate to get into payola. Okay, but if you do that for me, I know it takes a little time and effort out of your day. If you do that for me and you send it to me, I'll give you the full book PDF, the ebook, if you don't already have it. So if you don't have that, I'll give it to you. I think most of you guys probably already do, but or
When do you need it, Rob?
What's that?
When do you need it?
Oh, as soon as possible.
When do you need the video?
As soon as possible. Yeah. If I get 4 or 5 cool videos, then I'll get it to my editor. We'll touch it up, and then we'll upload it to the landing page or the sales page, and let people know that you're happy with it, and we'll take this class from 6 to 60 one day. And bring in other instructors, by the way. That's, I'll have to bring in some other people. Bringing in guests and bringing in another instructor like Draven or some other guys, or maybe Kevin Richards or that sort of thing, is something that we could consider. We'll have to do once we get to a certain size. But yeah. Anyways, that'd be great. If you don't have time, don't want to, that's fine. But if you could, that'd be super cool. I really appreciate it. Awkward silence. Okay. Anything else, guys? No? We're good? All right. Good job, True, today. Love you, and go practice. I'll see you on the 18th from Seattle. Okay? All right. Great. Bye-bye.
Good weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.